Hey, how's it going? Today we are going to talk about a normal dad's EDC, or everyday carry. All right, welcome. So we're going to go ahead and talk about what a normal dad carries for their EDC. Now, in most states, I think you have the opportunity to carry a gun, but you can certainly carry other things. You can carry things like pepper spray and knives and things like that. But as a normal dad, especially one living here in California, I'm going to talk about the kind of things that we get to carry or are allowed to carry. We're going to talk about a normal, non-military, non-law enforcement kind of guy, and just the kind of stuff that we carry and that I carry as a father and that I carry as a husband to protect my family, to protect myself. And so we're going to go ahead and go along with that. So first, and most importantly, even in California, you guys are never going to believe this, even in California, we are allowed to have CCWs in certain counties. I do live in a county that allows it, and even though we still have to jump through a lot of hoops, I am allowed to carry a gun. I can't carry it at work, can't carry it in certain places, but I can carry it in most places throughout the state. Obviously if I go over to Arizona or something like that, they allow it, no big problem. But unfortunately here in California, the only place I'm allowed to carry is in California because we don't have reciprocity with any other states. But I am going to talk about the types of things I carry, and I usually go between 3 guns depending on the season, depending on what I'm wearing. So we'll go ahead and talk about that. So first, I'm going to talk about my Glock 19. Obviously you can tell this is not stock. I've had a lot of work done to this, and I probably wouldn't want to actually shoot someone with this because this was a $500 some odd gun that is probably $1,000 or $1,200 gun now. So I got my slide work done by Boogeyman Customs in Arizona. They even milled my red dot for me, which is a Vortex Venom, the 3 MOA. I love this. I've got scratches all over it because it's gone in and out of the holsters, and I've been shooting with it. I've racked it off belts and tables and stuff, and it just does what it's supposed to. I have an Imporce APLC light on here that is pretty bright. I don't think you need much more than that. A lot of people will argue that you need something like a Streamlight TLRs or Surefires, things like that. Honestly, the thing is stinking bright, and if I ever have to use it in my house, it's going to blind me and the other person. So, and that's something you should practice with too. My stippling, I originally did myself, and honestly, I didn't like the way I did it. And my friend over at My Own Defender, who is a firearms trainer as well as a stippler, and he does a lot of other cool things too, he actually fixed it for me and made this awesome grip texture. You can kind of see it here. So you can see how I had the old stippling there, but he fixed it and it's fantastic now. He did my undercuts. On here is a, I can't remember the company, but it's an extended mag well, and it helps reloading a lot faster. So yeah, and then I've got, I think these are Ameriglow sights, suppressor height sights, if I remember correctly. Someday when I live in a free state, I'll have a suppressor too. So, but yeah, and then this is an Apex tactical trigger. So yeah, that's about it for my Glock. Now, another gun I carry that I really enjoy is the Smith & Wesson M&P Shield. I don't like the California ones because we have this stupid little safety on there, which I never use. Like, it's on right now just because that's how I have it in the safe. But yeah, I don't like the safety, so I never have it on. And there's another thing with this: the firing pin will not fire if there's no magazine in here. I don't really like that, but if you get good magazines and things like that, you shouldn't have a problem. So I normally carry this either to church or when it's really warm outside, or if I have to wear something that my Glock will definitely print and I don't want that. So I'll wear this. This is a much slimmer. You can see how slim it is. It's super slim. And yeah, it's just a single stack 9mm. And it's, yeah. And the third gun that I choose to carry every once in a while is a Taurus 357 revolver. I always forget what model this is. I believe it's the 605. So this is a great little revolver. It's kind of hefty, but it is a 357 and it packs a good punch. This thing is really nice. It's actually really accurate for a 2-inch barrel, whatever it is, 1 and 3 or 1 and 7/8 or 2-inch barrel. So it's actually a really nice gun, and if I ever have to, I can just beat somebody over the head with it too. So all right, so that is it for the Rudy Tooty point and shooties. Now the next important thing I think you should have, and I have one on my Glock that you saw, but another thing you should have is a flashlight. This flashlight is the Streamlight ProTac 2LX. It has an extremely bright, this is actually low, and then there's a high option. It's the high option is 500 lumens. If someone tells you you need 1,000 lumens or 2,000 lumens or 5,000 lumens or whatever, don't spend the crazy extra money. I mean, Olight has some pretty cheap ones that have high lumens. You don't need it. If you ever try to turn this on in your house in the dark, it's going to blind you, which is going to make your night vision very difficult. And so 500 lumens is where it's at. So my my APLC is about 250, I think, or 300. The Streamlight is 500. That's way more than you ever need. You'll notice this thing has got scratches all over it. I use this for work, I use it for going out, I use it for everything. So it is a fantastic flashlight. It takes CR 123s, I believe. They last forever. So they're not cheap, but they last forever, so you don't have to change it very often. So we're going to talk about knives. Now, knives, in my opinion, if you need a knife to defend yourself, you already need a gun because it's going to be lethal. You might as well go to that. But knives are super important because there's plenty of boxes and cheesecake to cut. So it's a good idea to have one on you. So I carry one of 2 knives. The first knife I carry is the Spyderco Tenacious. This is actually a gift from a buddy of mine for Christmas a couple years ago. It's sharp as all get out, and it works. So I really like this. I used to hate the look of the eye hole here. I thought it looked like a dumb bird, but I've actually it's grown on me. So I really enjoy that one. And then the other one I carry is the Cold Steel Code 4 Tonto. My wife got this for me for our wedding. This was a wedding present from my wife, and it's done a lot of good over the years. I've cut a lot of boxes, cut a lot of fruit and things like that. Never had to use it for anything other than that, really, but I love it, and they're super sharp. Now, one thing that I do carry is pepper spray. And where I live, it is constantly windy, so there's very few and far between times where I may be able to actually use this, especially with everybody wearing masks nowadays. It actually might not be as good. This one is actually from Palm, which, if I remember correctly, stands for peace of mind. And it's great. It was like $12. You can choose different colored bodies, different color little rings here. And I watched a video by Lucky Gunner, and they tested out a bunch of these, and this was the best one. And he actually switched from Saber Red to this one, which is actually what I did too. I was really worried about the other one accidentally going off in my pocket. So it has a little clip, and it actually works really well. So out here where I live, there's a good chance I'm going to get sprayed with it, and I have been sprayed before. It's not fun. It's like getting a bad sunburn and then someone pouring hot water on your face. So it's pretty bad. But if I ever have to use it in a store or in a parking lot, something like that, where it's not as windy, it's going to work good. So, pens. A good tactical person, or not so tactical person, always has a pen. I always need a pen for some reason. At work, I need a pen. Signing receipts at the store, writing down things in my notebook, you need a pen. So I have, my most common one is the Pilot G2 0.38. I love this one because it writes really tiny, and I can fill out forms and stuff like that, and it doesn't take up a lot of room. So that's just a, buy a pack of 5 for a couple bucks kind of thing. The one I like using for notebooks is the Pigma Micron 0.005. This one has a really tiny little point, which is also good. I don't know if you can see that or not, but it has a very, very tiny little point, and it's really good for writing in things like a bullet journal or on forms. So it's extremely helpful, and it's got archival ink, so it doesn't bleed through, and it's really nice. And then a pen I carry a lot of times is the Zebra F701, and this one is actually a metal-bodied pen. And if you ever need to get somebody off of you for any reason, this is a good one. You can, put it in your fist. You can jab somebody with it, get them in pressure points, things like that, and it won't bend and break. So, as a prison guard at one point, I carried one of these, and it was never had to use it. But if I ever had to use this, I'd rather have it than a G2, because I would just snap that and get ink all over my uniform. So that'd be a bummer. Now, wallets usually aren't talked about that much. I've seen in EDC videos. This is my wallet. This is a very, very thin wallet, and I love it. And this is actually from a friend of mine, and his company is Line 1 Gear. So you'll see that, Line 1 Gear. And he makes fantastic stuff. He makes all kinds of things. He makes wallets, belts. He's kind of branching out into other things like wraps for your ear protection. So it actually has arrow wrap, I think is what it's called, and it keeps your head from getting sweaty while you're out shooting or doing whatever you might be doing. And he makes fantastic stuff. It is huge quality. I'll do a video on my belts one of these days. I've got 3 of them because I love them, and they've got the Cobra buckles and things like that. And I actually have a discount code you can use that is TRAV Tactical, and that gets you 10% off. TRAV Tactical, and that gets you 10% off. So I'll put that in the description and in the video here. So it doesn't get me anything. All it does is get you a discount, and gets my friend a business. So that's awesome. So the wallet is great because it's made out of the same material as a lot of the other things. It's a nylon or Cordura kind of texture, and it has a bunch of pockets. It's a very minimal one. It's got a big cash pocket, ID pocket, stuff like that, and it's very minimal. I love it. It doesn't hurt. So, and then you'll see I actually carry a notebook everywhere. I usually use this for writing down notes for like YouTube video ideas and things like that. And it's just a little Moleskine, however you say it, little notebook. And I've had this one for years, and it keeps taking ink, and it works really well. So I've had other ones like the flip style ones with the spirals, and they just fall apart eventually. These ones are great. They have a leather, and they work really well. The final thing I'm going to talk to you about, and I think it's silly if you don't have this, especially if you carry a gun. If you have the ability to poke holes, you should have the ability to fix holes. And whether that is your own injuries or someone else's, you should have something on you at all times. Now, I'm going to do a little bit more extended video on these, but I want to talk about the thing I carry the most on me is my ankle first aid kit. This is actually a Tough Products from Amazon ankle first aid kit, and I bought it a long time ago just to try it out, and I've had it for I think 2 years, maybe 3 years now. And I bought it, it was $20-30 bucks, super cheap, and I bought it off of Amazon thinking it's probably gonna fall apart, it's probably not gonna be comfortable, and I was planning on testing out a couple of others, which I may do anyway. But I bought this one and I love it. This thing is so comfortable. Don't judge it. Dog hair, I have dogs, they have hair everywhere, but yeah, it's the Velcro still works fantastic, and the thing holds on tight. It's got a thick pad here that keeps stuff from hurting you, keeps the sweat off. And I carry a soft T tourniquet. This one has never been used because I have a practice one that I use at home. And this one, I will only ever use it if I need it. I have a Sharpie pen to write the time on the tourniquet or anything else I might have to write down. I have a nasal pharyngeal airway, and I'm trained to use those. You should get training. Get training so you can use this kind of thing. Back here, I've got some quick clot gauze, and I've got a chest seal, pair of gloves, and I've actually got some lock picking equipment there as well. And then if I can't carry this for whatever reason, if I'm wearing shorts, something like that, and I can't, maybe I'm wearing dress pants that are too tight, things like that. I will carry this. This is the Live the Creed Pocket First Aid Kit, Pocket IFAK, I think. And actually, it's super thin. It's about the size of a thick wallet, and it has gauze in it. It's got gloves, quick clot gauze. It's got a SWAT T tourniquet, and it has a little boo-boo kit with band-aids and stuff like that. And it doesn't have like a normal cat tourniquet, soft T tourniquet kind of thing, but it is better than nothing. And I generally have a soft T tourniquet or a cat tourniquet somewhere around me, either in a bag or in the car or something like that, so that I can use that as well. Well, that is pretty much it. I'm 15 minutes into this video now. I don't know how long it's going to be with B-roll and stuff like that, so it's going to be a long video, which is great. A lot better, a lot longer than my first one. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. If you have any questions about any of my setup here, go ahead and leave it in the comments. If you could, like and subscribe. I got a new channel. I want to get this out there where people can see it and just see a normal guy and what a normal dad kind of thing goes. So once again, I'm the Not So Tactical Dad, and thank you for watching.
I love you, shower gun.